Monkey.
Now, Devin Haney has announced that he wants to vacate his Ring magazine belts, and this has come off the back of, they released the pound for pound list, and Devin Haney wasn't in the top 10. Now, in this situation, I sympathize for Devin Haney. Devin Haney has been a type of fighter. He's a throwback fighter. He's someone who takes on all comers, like a Muhammad Ali. When Lomachenko had the WBC belt, Devin Haney wanted to fight Lomachenko. Lomachenko ducked Devin Haney. When Teofimo Lopez was unified, not undisputed lightweight champion, unified lightweight champion, he wanted to fight Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez opted to fight George Kambosos, and when George Kambosos was unified, may I repeat, unified lightweight champion, Devin Haney wanted to fight George Kambosos Jr. to become the undisputed lightweight champion of the world, and he did. And he got his Ring magazine belts. Is he one of the youngest undisputed champions? I think he's the youngest undisputed champion in the full belt era. So for him to not be on that list is incredible. Because Devin Haney, if you compare him to all the other lightweights as well, has probably got the best resume. If you compare Devin Haney to a Ryan Garcia, who has Ryan Garcia really fought at 135 pounds? I would say Haney's resume is slightly better than a Gervonta Tank Davis's. And Devin Haney is, 23 years old, and Tank is 27, 28 years old. So Devin Haney has progressed a lot more in his career, a lot faster than someone like a Gervonta Tank Davis. Haney fights whoever has the belts. Whereas with Tank Davis, I feel like sometimes his team almost try to make sure that the person Tank is fighting has a glaring hole that they are 100% confident Gervonta Tank Davis can expose, like Rolly Romero. Rolly Romero, he's not an awful fighter. He lacks a lot of fundamentals, and he can do a lot of good things, but ultimately, he's not that elite level. He's not the, top of the top. He's not a Shakur Stevenson, even though Shakur Stevenson's not 135 pounds. But he's not a Devin Haney. He's not that skilled. He's not a Lomachenko, or Teofimo Lopez, even though Lopez just moved up to 140 pounds. So Haney is one of the youngest undisputed champions. I think he's the youngest in the full belt era. He has the best resume in the lightweight division, in my opinion, and somehow he's not in the pound for pound rankings in the top 10. I mean, absolutely incredible from the Ring magazine. The lightweight division, I've made videos and said this is the best division in all of boxing. I put the lightweight division ahead of divisions like the heavyweight division or the light heavyweight division. Devin Haney is undisputed in the most competitive division in the sport, and he's not on the top 10 pound for pound. How do we really measure these pound for pounds nowadays? Because belts should be a major factor. Belts, resume, I guess your record, and so on and so forth. These things should be a factor. But really, the two main factors, in my opinion, should be, the resume one has and, his achievements, his accomplishments. How many belts has he won? Has he gone up and down in weight classes and won multiple belts like a Canelo Alvarez? That's why Canelo does definitely deserve to be high up in the rankings, in my opinion, at least. But yeah, I just found it utterly bizarre that Devin Haney was not included in the top 10 pound for pound, according to the Ring magazine. I mean, didn't they have Inoue as number 2? Inoue is not in a particularly deep division compared to someone like a Devin Haney. Could most people name 3 of Inoue's opponents? I mean, hardcores will be able to, but, the casuals won't be able to. Whereas Haney has fought guys like Linares, Kambosos, Jojo Diaz. He's fought good guys, Devin Haney, top guys. He hasn't fought a Ryan Garcia yet. He hasn't fought a Gervonta Tank Davis yet. He hasn't fought a Lomachenko yet, but he's probably fought the best, away from those guys. And from my understanding, Lomachenko was in the list as well. Lomachenko got beat by Teofimo Lopez, and he, essentially got, was it the WBC franchise belt? He got that belt in order to duck Devin Haney and for them to label the Teofimo Lopez fight versus Lomachenko fight is undisputed, which was just not true. The reality is that Devin Haney was Lomachenko's mandatory, and Lomachenko didn't want to fight Devin Haney. But now all of a sudden, he's very eager to fight Devin Haney, Lomachenko. So yeah, I just feel like there's 2, 3 guys in the list who either are a little bit too high or probably don't deserve to be in the list ahead of somebody like a Devin Haney. So yeah, very bizarre. What do you guys think of these pound for pound lists? What do you base pound for pound on? Because it's very, very subjective. I like to base it off a guy's resume and his accomplishments in the sport of boxing. And for someone who is one of the youngest undisputed champions, I'm pretty sure he's the youngest undisputed champion in the 4-belt era. And for my money, he's got the best resume in the 135-pound division. I mean, he's accomplished a lot more than a lot of the fighters who are ranked above him or who are listed on the pound for pound list. So, yeah, once again, very, very strange. And you can see Devin Haney, he's back and forth on social media saying that essentially he don't want the belts. They never wanted him to have the belts. And how can they have him? How can they not have him on the pound for pound list, and so on and so forth. So yeah, guys, those were just my quick thoughts on Devin Haney not being included in the pound for pound list and wanting to drop the Ring Magazine belts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Alright, peace.